Okay, so I'm going to do a demonstration on the tutorial for the book card. It really is so simple. It doesn't have any template or any die or anything. So, excuse me, let's put that to the side, and we're going to have a sheet of A4 card landscape, and we're going to score it at 15 and 18. So we're going to score 15 and 18. Now we're going to turn it left 90 degrees, and we're going to score 3 centimetres down to this first line. Now it's not easy to see on the video, so I will just put a little mark there to show you where I'm coming down to. So this was the 15, this is the 18. I can put that away. That's basically all there is to it. So I'm now going to fold this in half. Now when you score, don't automatically expect it to go right in the middle. If you're making a score line and the card bends one way or the other, not the centre, it will be quarter of an inch out, because the grooves generally are 1/8 of an inch. So all you have to do is to make up the edges and then force it to go down the centre of your groove. That's simple. Right, now we're going to open our card out, and we've got this line going across the top. So we're going to take our scissors and we're going to go across to our score line, and then what I need to do is I need to gently curve up to that point. So I'm going to take my scissors, I'm not drawing a line, and I've made a little curve up to there. Now you can already see that the book's starting to come together. Okay. Now the magic bit is if I put a mark down my score line that was there, and I slide it to the right, and I match that up with the edge of my card, and I can mark that bend again. Okay, I go back to the beginning, and this time I'm going to slide it down, match up the score line and the bottom. Right, you can see it's matching there, and I draw my line again. Now the magic takes place. Put my scissors, there we go. I'm going to take this and cut off through a single layer. There. Throw away. Come down to here, and I'm going to cut through both layers together along the line. Now, can you see that we've already got a book? Okay. These are the inside pages, and this is the spine of the book. So we need to decorate. So I've already cut out some of my panels for you so that you don't have to wait too long. And this one, can't remember which one this one's from. Okay, so I'm going to take my panel here, and this is the simple quick one. I'm going to place that on, and you should have a small border all the way round. Okay, I'm going to take my decorative panel and place that on, and it gives me a little border all the way round. This one's going to be quite a muted one. Right, okay, so I've now got my spine patterned piece, which is 20 by 2. In comes my piece again. Now you need to get this in the middle, so I'm lining up with the top, but because it's a smaller piece of looking for that, because it's a smaller piece, I want to make sure that there's the same amount hanging over here as over here, and I'm going to put my curve there. Take it down to the bottom, line it up with the bottom, and make the curve again. Now I'm using a white pen because this is a dark paper. So I'm now going to cut that off, turn it round and cut that piece off. Now I'm just going to test it to check that it's okay. Right, my curve could do with a tiny smidgen off there. That's better. So now I can put it onto here. Now I've cut this 2.5 centimetres on here. Place that on, and I can even up my edges. Sliding a little bit. Now if I hold it in place, I can replicate that curve there, and I can replicate that curve there. So this will now fit onto there. I did a competition with some of my local ladies a while back where they had to do a book that represented their favourite book from childhood, and we had some absolutely gorgeous samples. Okay, so there is my book covered. Right, next thing I'm going to do is the pages up here. So I'm going to take a grey, got a grey crayon, and the first thing I'm going to do is to mark round the piece I've cut. Okay, so I leave it in place there. Now this bit you can do freehand. There is no right and wrong. It doesn't matter if the lines go a little bit skew, because it just looks like a natural book. Doesn't matter if some of them overlap. Now if you want to, you can just smooth your fingers over and it will just blur it slightly. There is our book ready for decoration. Now I've taken the little bird from out the pack, and I'm going to just put a black border. I do like Linda's black card and I use it an awful lot. So there we go with that. That's going up to there. And what I've done is I've cut out one of the greeting panels and I've put it onto the pink spotty paper, but because I've cut it quite tight, you can't see the spots. So I'm going to place that onto there. I always give a nice border if I'm cutting with fancy scissors. So make sure my scissors are the right way, and I'm putting the points of the scissors right along the edge of my pink. I am doing a video as to how to use your fancy scissors properly and to get all your corners matching. Okay. So that's onto there. Thank you for being the special person you are. So those are your measurements, and if I open that up, you've got your scoring instructions there. So that is a book card done. Right, now I wanted to just bring in another one. This is made out of Linda's black card, and it gets very difficult to write inside unless you go for silver, and on a sympathy card that's not going to work too well. So what I have done is I've folded a piece of paper for an insert, and I'm going to fix it in on there. So always with inserts you need to fix the front page so that when you open the card it always opens to the wording. So there we go. So I can now just snip off through there, snip off this extra bit here. Now we can snip off this curve here, but by putting in an insert we've lost a lot of the definition on here, and what we need to do now is to just take pencil and draw around one layer of the insert. So I'm cutting off one layer, I don't know if that noise is coming over, but I have a magpie who insists on pulling the moss off my roof. There we go. Now when I open that, I've got my insert in, and this will be the inside page. Now because it's looking like a Bible, I want to take a gold pen, and the thing with a gold pen is it sometimes blobs, so I'm being careful. Again, you don't need to worry about whether the lines are straight, it will look perfectly natural. Now, I actually like this because it makes slightly heavier blobs up here. It will look like it's been stitched into the Bible. Go. Right, so there's my Bible. There's the gold edges to the pages. When I open it, it opens to the right page, and I have a little verse to go in the sympathy card. Print my verses onto product. It's a matte self-adhesive acetate. So there we go, and it completely disappears into the page. There's the Bible. Now there's one other thing that we need to cover, and that is how we do these lines here. So what we do is we go back, I'll do it on this card, to your piece that you've cut off, and what I do is I slide it down so that it marries up with the score line going down. And so here I've got my green pencil and I'm lining up my mark with the score line, and I can then just make the same score line, and then I move it up a fraction and I do a second line, come down, move it up slightly, there we go. So that's how you put the lines down the edge if you want to. So let's have a look. That was what we started with, and I posted yesterday. Right. This one altered to look like a Bible, exactly the same pattern. This one is from Birds of a Feather. So enjoy the little things, and there's Mummy Bird with the babies. This one here is another one. I've used brown crayon to do the pages on here, and this one is from Lakeside Blooms. Okay, so that's a lovely one, and I do so much with foxes. So this one is, can't remember. So simple die cut and a little verse sentiment on there, and that is that one. So I've picked up the green pages, and here's the one that we did as a demonstration. Okay, so I hope you have a go and have fun. God bless.